welcome back to Happy Science FAQs. Today's question is, why do Happy Science members worship Master Okawa as God?
For myself, I first did have a hard time believing that Master Okawa is the God, the Savior, and Alcantara himself. Mm-hmm. But then, the more I studied, I think I fell in love with the teachings.
Yeah.
So that was how I started my journey.
I think a lot of us kind of start with the teachings because, in my case, I didn't know I needed to look for God. I was more concerned with my day-to-day issues, such as how do I make more friends, or how do I deal with like the angst that I'm feeling. One of those emotions is jealousy. Like, how do I deal with that? That was more important to me. But Master Okawa's teachings are so practical and they bring results so immediately that I think a lot of us kind of get into the teachings. We fall in love with the teachings. But then when you fall in love with the teachings, you realize that, wow, these teachings are powerful. Not only do they help you resolve your problems, but you start changing as a person. And changing as a person, in my mind, I used to feel was an impossibility. But when that impossibility becomes a reality, then you start kind of realizing that the many things that feel impossible in this world might actually be possible. That really starts opening your eyes to things that you might have been closed to previously.
And we've seen so many people experiencing miracles, healing miracles, or, as I explained, overcoming the difficulties that seems like it's impossible to overcome.
Right.
People can really change. And not only that, so Master Okawa himself, he said that the future will be built upon his words, and that already is becoming true.
Right,
I
you
think.
see that. You see how he will speak about how the future will be, such as previously he mentioned that Brexit would happen or that Donald Trump would be elected president, and he would say these things for example, that about how the Chinese Communist government actually has very ambitious plans to really expand its territory, expand its control. He would say these things even before talk about this would appear in the news or in papers. And so in the beginning, you kind of like are taking this all in with skepticism, but then you see the times, I guess, time pass, and then you see the truth of his words. And not only does he predict these things, he also shows us how we can navigate it, and also how we actually have the power to change the future towards a better one, because the future is always being built by our choices, by our decisions, and so you kind of really see the power in his words, and that draws you to question and wonder, who is this person, and like, what is this power that he has? And he has so many teachings that talk about who is God and how God has been a part of our lives, whether you were Christian or Jewish or whatever, or even atheist, decided to be atheist. And then you see through those descriptions how Master Okawa and his teachings have been a part of your life. And then it starts to really make you think. And then you start kind of saying to yourself, okay, maybe I'll believe this. And then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And then you find yourself in a Happy Science temple or in front of a Happy Science altar with your hands together and praying. And then you have these experiences where you actually feel not just warmth, not just light, but overwhelming love. and you know where this is coming from, and you know that you're able to connect with this power because Master Okawa is revealing to you who Alcantara is, and he is able to do that because he is the core consciousness of Alcantara. Alcantara is the name that Happy Science has for God. He is also called Buddha in Happy Science, and sometimes Hermes, because these are the incarnations that Alcantara's incredible energy has made here in this earth in previous times. But Master Okawa is the core consciousness of Alcantara. And Alcantara is the existence that has sent Jesus Christ, sent Muhammad, and basically is the source of all the religions, philosophies, and sciences in the world. So that is how, for example, in my case, I have come to see Master Okawa as God. And some people might say, isn't it dangerous to, put a human being on this pedestal and worship him as God? Well, Master Okawa has provided a lot of perspective on that, so I have zero fear about that. In fact, I have gone beyond that and really see this time when Master Okawa is here in human form, and me being able to witness this in real time as an incredible, incredible miracle. It is akin to being able to be in the time of Jesus Christ when he was doing his work of salvation, but with the, ability to know who he is. But Master Okawa is actually even greater than Jesus Christ, because in, for example, a lecture, Be Positive, that he gave in Hawaii, he said that I was the one who sent Jesus Christ. It is not the Son who has come, but the Father himself. I know that this all sounds very incredible, and I also understand how you would want to maybe be skeptical, but again, please think about the courage it would take for anybody to even claim this and to pour out thousands of lectures so that any skeptical person, but willing to explore the truth of what Master Okawa is saying, can read it, think about it for himself. For Master Okawa to be able to do that and already convince 12 million people around the world in 30 years, please don't just push it aside as some crazy talk. I invite you to explore this, because what you are witnessing really is an incredible miracle, and I am sure that deep down inside in your soul you wanted to be here and really embrace what is happening so you can share it with many others around you. It brings incredible, immense happiness, so I implore you not to close the door on this. Take it at your own pace, but at least keep the door a crack open, and definitely stay open to this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sherry. So yes, we have many books at the temple, but also, even if you are not a book person, we have lots of lectures to watch for you. And also, if you ever have a chance to...
Not just lectures, movies,
yes,
music.
Thank you, yes.
Yes, there's so many ways to explore Happy Science. You don't have to be, as Mari said, a book reader to explore Happy Science and discover the wonderful truth that you can find here.
Yes, and also if you ever have a chance to be present when Master Okawa give lectures, please do. It's going to be a great opportunity for you. So yeah, if you have any further questions, please message us, and we hope to see you soon.